So utapata the strange people comes in our dreams and sleeps with us comfortably. You'll never get an husband. You'll never get somebody who stays in your life. So utakuwa mtu akikuja hivi anaboeka na wewe, mtu akikuja hivi anaboeka na wewe, lakini usiku unakuwa very satisfied. Ama ukiolewa unapata huyu mtu anakunyorosha hapa kando yako, na huyu mwanaume amekuwa hapa, unapotezwa. Huyu mwanaume anapotezwa nguvu yake. So unasinka like, you know, men don't talk like how you don't function. You even if you try to gear end, you gari ukijaribu kufinya iendi.
Unaweza jua kweli, unaweza jisikia ukiwa unalala na spiritual husband and spiritual wives. Utajisikia
so you act normally
like we are on it.
Even hata mwenye kando yako
anaona the signs I'm doing,
how the styles you are doing them more than your partner, and if your partner sees that.
Hello guys, welcome to Marian TV. This is Marian and we are here with Kenya finest Kalwande TV and
Supreme TV.
Want to get?
No, let me ask you, if I dream like I've slept with someone, like a man maybe, is he a spiritual husband or what can I call it?
Yeah. Because
in Christianity that's what they mean.
There are two things. There are those who are on a mission that destroy marriages. They're being sent to destroy marriage. When you have a good marriage and you show it off the world, that only just moving spirit, they're not even your relatives, they're not even your enemies. They will come and destroy that marriage and it won't work. That's when unapata mtu anafanya wedding within some few months wame divorce. Ile wedding kubwa kila mtu anaona wana divorce. So hiyo ni attackers. They attack.
So you can't call them spiritual husband and spiritual wives.
Those are spiritual boyfriends.
Yeah.
So boyfriends wanakuja to destroy and to take.
And spiritual husbands and boyfriends sent by our families, or it's from their ancestral things, I don't know.
Spiritual, that those who are sent by enemies, not families. Families, your family cannot send for you anything that will harm you unless you have an enemy somewhere. So this an enemy will attack your marriage because he don't want good from you. So he will come and destroy it. But when those, we call them the spiritual attackers, are spiritual boyfriends. When you have the spiritual husbands, they will husbands stays, they don't go. But enemies, they do their work and they go back. After they have destroyed it, they will leave you. Husbands, for the first comers, they don't have them. But the second comers, they have these husbands and wife. But suppose wali cut the cord, you after 3 days wanakata ile cord. Ndio wanapata kama after 3 days wanaosha hiyo grave, wanafanya certain rituals, alafu unakuwa remarry. Unasikia watu wanapata remarry. So long as umeremarry, ile spirit na feel jealous. Anaenda kabisa. But if your husband dies and you don't do that, you will never get somebody. So utapata mtu tutapata vizuri. Lakini unapata mwanaume ameweka tu. Ama kiko kwa hiyo kwa nyumba ya function. Unajaribu kusimama hivi. Ushaona vile mwanaume unapata sasa mwanaume anasema like nimekataa. It's very painful.
Nimekataa. Oh, the painful part.
May you please just take us back on what you saw, something like that. You are tell us what you saw in your first year.
Guy.
You understand?
Guy. Well, I once I was with my father. No, my father. No, not my father. My father only talk. I told him a little bit of this, but somehow I liked talking too much with my mother because my father knows this, but he assumes that he's a Christian. My father, he knows this, but he's a Christian, so he normally assume that no, you told you about those. Achana hizo mambo wewe, mbona unafanya hizo? nani nimekwambia hizo story? So I'm like, na hii mbona mlikuwa mnafanya? So I was sharing this story to my father like, unakuwa chizi ama nini? So some of the people also were taking me like it's madness. So I'm just talking things. Okay, there's a certain day when I was starting these things. This thing has been disturbing me for so many years. It has disturbed my life and it has destroyed and distorted even my relationships when I was starting. Yeah, and it really distorted it and destroyed it apart. So there's a time I started this journey. I found myself just nobody taught me all this I'm saying. No, there's nothing nowhere I learn. There's no school I learn all this. So when I was, I normally used to meditate too much. Sometimes and I can sit down like this and it goes off even for 4 hours. I'm not there.
4 hours.
Yeah, I travel. Yeah, I do meditation. So I started doing yoga and practicing it. That's where I come up with the spirituality concept. And I found out that there's so many things I can see in this universe which are so nice when I close my hands, when I close my eyes, when I try to meditate. Somebody might think that I use marijuana, but I don't do marijuana when I'm meditating. So, was it last year? Yeah, last year. Early last year, with January, February. Yeah. No, not last year. Last year, but one. Yeah. So it was at noon night. I started sitting at my place, my own place. You know, I have a lot of trees, but I normally like those breeze. Your tree, the breeze inatoka kwa ile tree. So I normally like the nature, the feel of nature. So I sat down meditating. I feel like I'm going outside my body. The spirit is moving outside. Started traveling. Later on, I saw some people, the older people, because I have the picture of them, my grandmothers, because I think I know their faces in the pictures. Some of them I didn't saw. They died long time ago. So they took me and started showing me the picture of my family back. And where my house was, where I was living, the wife I had. I was like showing me, I'm there, this was your wife, and the other one was I had 2 wives. So they told me everything about their kids, what their kids were doing, how they were, the time they wanted to get married, what was happening in the family. This was the issue. This is how we were treating this. This is how these herbs were functioning. This is how these people were behaving. This is the character of such person. So I was like, okay. They showed me the picture of that house, the home I had. It really scared me when I come back. I was like, was I dreaming or what? So it showed me a lot of things. Even I also come back, the ants, how they were doing, how was the way they were growing, what happened in my family when I was not there, and how it happens, where these people sat while doing that thing which happens, and who said that, and who did that. And they told me, now this is your work, go and complete the duty. I was teaching. these things, so go and continue with the teaching. I came back. I was just sitting. When I came back, I felt terrible. I started trembling. I came back so fast because the things I saw was not normal. I started trembling. So like, what is it? So I was alone hapo nje. So in the morning, I went to my mother and explained this in a few details. I never told the whole story because he was scared. I told her, huyu alikuwa anafanyanga nini, mlikuwa mnafanyia nini? Because they told me to go start traveling and ask people, my relatives, and go and summon them and go and pay homage to their homes. And I told them, I asked my mother, they say, who told you this? So I saw them, this is where these things happen, and this is where the home was, because she was there. I went to our ancestral home where the grandfather was born. So that is in Kajulu, somewhere there. So I found when everybody is waiting for me, I visited almost 7 homes. They have the cooked tea, they were waiting for me. They said to me that tulikuwa na ngoja mgeni. Kumbe wewe ndio mgeni tulikuwa na ngoja. I was like so me, I was just visiting and taking messages. So it's just unity and blah blah blah. I went all those homes. For the last home I went, people like they got shocked because whatever I told them, the message it creates awareness in their senses. Because I explained to them what happened and they didn't know. And asked them some few items these people are using and who took them. Their sense of this vitu za fanya matibabu hizo. So after that, I've been so familiar with everything. Nobody taught me about herbs. Sometimes I dream about them. Sometimes I just look at them like this and speak, and they tell me their functions. I think I know a lot of herbs, but the problem is I was told to teach. I don't put it secret. I don't put it as a secret, because most people put it as a secret. They won't tell you this one inatibu kitu fulani, endo fanye hivi peke yako. I was told to create awareness in the society, to educate more people on how to use these herbs for themselves. That is what sometimes I do. So some people were complaining, why are you exposing herbs like that? They normally bump into my inbox. You are exposing those herbs, because I have a lot of teaching about herbs. Mbona una bump? But I was told to expose it to so many people to know. I don't die with it. And I was told to go and teach this to the world. Those who want to know about herbs and they didn't know, get knowledge about that. So if you wish, follow whatever is in my timeline. Try it. If it works for you, it's your faith. Yeah.
So you have handles for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
I only have Facebook.
Your name?
David